What's going on, guys? Rockley AC here. I know it's been a while since I uploaded a Dragon Ball Super video. I've been very busy with the Naruto CCG lately. As you saw in our past couple videos, we traveled down to California, hosted a Jonin down there. It was a case tournament, so we gave out maybe like 16 boxes worth of stuff, and it was a lot of fun. So it was really good just teaming up with the Portage, Indiana crew and bringing back a lot of nostalgia to the West Coast and hosting it down there. So that was a lot of fun. It took a lot of time. I was doing a lot of testing. I ended up getting top 4 and getting 3 boxes or 2 boxes worth of stuff and a playmat and everything. But yeah, now that's over. Kind of went back to the Super community. I've been playing several different decks in the past couple weeks. And with the recent TOP release, I actually went to our local event, and they hosted a box tournament, and I was able to win a box of Tournament of Power from the new set. So I actually ran a deck and went undefeated, and I'm going to showcase that deck right now. A lot of changes that I could do after tournament and everything, just to cater to the meta. I think this deck is very solid. I don't think it's extremely powerful, but it does have a lot of tools that could just, take games away and everything. So went with SS3 leader. I thought it was the safest choice. A couple weeks back, I think, when you're going to play a box tournament, you should go with something that you're comfortable with, and I've been comfortable with SS3 Goku for a while now. I've ran different iterations of him, and I decided to go with a Mono Red version, and one of the reasons why is because some of the new cards from the new set, which I'll get to. But anyways, everybody knows Son Goku by now. He's able to put 2 energy at the start of the turn, and then when you flip over, you draw 2, you max out at 6 energy, and draw a card when you attack. So this card is very good, very solid. It's a safe leader to play if you don't know what leader to run. So real quick, I'm going to go ahead and start off with the, not really negates, but the extra cards, you could say. Even though they're not really extra cards, these are my negates. 4, Pride and Justice Topo. He came in handy so many times. Just being able to put a body on there just for 2 energy, either when you or your opponent's at 1500, is just really powerful. He just also kills a lot of like the weenies if they decide to swing with it, or if they're rested after the next turn. He's just a very powerful card. Next are my 1Ks. I ran 4 Boost Attack Piccolos and 4 Unbreakable Super Saiyan Son Gokus. Boost Attack Piccolo is obvious, and Unbreakable Super Saiyan Son Goku in the SS3 build is also obvious, just because you're being able to untap mana when you're awakened. It's just so strong. Being able to have that extra 1K draw to keep your hand up against your opponent is makes a lot of difference. So one of the other reasons why I run SS3 is just because that extra 1K boost goes a long way. Another card that I ran, 4 Furthering Destruction Champas. You'll see why in a couple of seconds why I ran 4. But basically, that double strike catches a lot of people off guard, and you're a red deck, so might as well. You could charge, you can combo with it if you're in a bind. Onto the 1-drops. 4 Saiyan Kabas. This card is very good to help you self-awaken. One of the only cards to help self-awaken since you're already taking damage. Either taking damage or, again, with your SS3 power. Just the double strikes, very powerful. Hitting your opponent early, put a lot of pressure. And even closing out games, too, if you really need to. Now what I ran, what not too many people ran lately, is the Grand Tour Spaceship package. I like this, but you don't really see this a lot because it's taken out of a lot of the GT packages after the nerf, or Mecha GT. But I like it a lot just because it brings out you know, your pressure cards like Quick Rush Trunks, Determined Super Saiyan Son Goku. I mean, these are like my crit cards, so I don't really want to attack my opponent until I have these crit cards out there, and that's why I play another Double Strike Champa, so I could Double Strike Champa them, just like how like the Mass Saiyan engine's built to kind of just put a lot of pressure on your opponent, so your opponent does get card advantage. But I really like this package, especially in a red deck, Mono Red. You know, back in the day, they used to have like the Mass Saiyan engine. I think the Grand Tour Spaceship engine is just super powerful, especially if you're going to swing. Your opponent has to either force a card out of their hand to block. They're going to be losing card either way with that crit, because they're going to be scared about it. So I like that. And then also, of course, to round off the GT package is a Fearless Pan. I don't really put it on until late game when I have like Topos on the field and a bunch of other, at least like maybe 2 or 3 other battle cards. She's a finisher. I've won a lot of games with just like her being able to give my opponents or giving my battle cards double strike. She's a typical card in most pan leader decks. But in another mono red like this deck, I think she really shines with that GT package also. So she's a nice blocker barrier. Now, on the MBV cards of this deck was 4 Foreseeing Hit. Originally, I only had 2 in this deck because I wasn't able to acquire this until after the tournament, or being able to trade for them. So I actually only had 2 hits, and even with the 2, I definitely was able to maximize my drops and my plays. I played against a Cell Chain, and I was able to start ahead of him before he was able to drop his combo pieces. So, you know, of course, you ramp up with Goku, and then you're able to technically be a turn earlier before they drop their 3 cell, or even on their 4 turn. So I hit Foreseeing Hit, I got rid of their combos, and I assumed to rush them, and they weren't able to pull out the Cell Chain until later. Then I dumped my hand, so that wasn't really too much of an effect, and I kind of played around that. But Foreseeing Hit is definitely one of the best cards for the new set, and he just swings and gets rid of problem cards. Very strong card. Next, I ran 3 Jirens. I had this at 4 when I had only 2 Foreseeing Hits. Jiren was amazing. He helped me win against like the dog package, the Bergamo package. Being able to hit those cards on active mode was really important. You know, being able to get those combo pieces out so that they don't have Basil and Lavender out on the field. So Jiren was able to get those. He was able to kill a lot of the blockers. He's just a very powerful card, and I think he's still really solid overall. And if you don't feel like he's necessary, you could always side him out in this kind of deck. But he really helped just kill problem cards. Also against veggies too. Then I ran 3 Chain Attack Trunks. This card is always really good. I made him just because in case I want to hit like the Pan, Chain Attack Trunks Pan, and then make my other cards double strike. Or maybe like a crit card or something like that. He's an okay card. He's very solid. Against other matchups, you know, you side out Zeno turn 7 and you could swap hands. This I have against like the Universe 7 package, where they have like such a large hand, it's hard to keep up with them. So you kind of just turn 4 Zeno them, Chain Attack Trunks Zeno them, and they kind of have to restart so that they don't get out that, you know, the Frieza Goku combo that's running around right now. Then I ran 2 Lightning Fast Hit. I had this at 3 when I only had 2 Foreseeing Hits. I don't really go into this, so it's like it's a backup kind of evolve. I know there was a lot of hype around the hit prior to the set release. It's still really good, I mean, but I think being able to get Foreseeing Hit out and then Lightning Fast Hit was not really optimal, you could say. But It is there for an extra 2 damage, and it also swings for double strike, so I need another larger body, aside from Jiren, in case the game's prolonged to like 5-6. And then the other 2 overwhelm cards that I run are Mass Saiyan. I think it's needed in this kind of meta where there's decks that are pumping out a lot of small drops, like the Jiren and Bergamo decks that have a lot of like small weenies, like their blockers, even that like the Master Roshi negate. A lot of cards, a lot of weenie cards from the newer set from Tournament Power brings out a bunch of like small drops, so you need to be able to clear their field. Also against the veggie package, so you know it's always nice to have those on the side. Yeah, pretty much. I don't really have my sideboard handy, but you know, if you did have some, I'd have another Mass Saiyan on the side, as well as the Xeno, the turn 7 Xenos and whatnot. I forgot what else I had. I just had stuff for different matchups depending. I think I had like Planet M2s for some tech or whatever. But yeah, anyways, that was my deck. Hope you guys liked it. I went against a Cell Chain. I went against a what's it called? Bergamo deck, and then I also went against like a Pan deck. And then I did play against a SS3 build veggies too. So I went undefeated. It was a great tournament hosted by Mindsight Gaming. Thank you for the box, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Try it out. It's definitely a fun deck. I think Mono Red is very fun, and I think it's one of the few archetypes or styles that could really go against like some of the meta right now, especially like the UI7 build, which is very difficult to stop, or anything like that. You just got to really rush them. And not give them card advantage with those crits. So rate, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys again for supporting and watching. I'll be uploading more videos shortly. Again, this channel is dedicated to both the Naruto CCG and Dragon Ball Super card game. So if you guys are interested in either one, if you guys are a fan of either one and want to get into it, just hit me up. Plenty of support for the Naruto game still, even though it's been discontinued for 5 years. There are so many people who play it. As you can tell, we're traveling to California just to play Naruto events. So there's a lot of support, a lot of people who still play, and it's a fun game. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on the flip side, and see y'all later. Peace out.